Hello everyone, I am Debbie Polachek. Welcome to my channel. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and some time ago I did some videos about making some storage solution for our Stampin' Up supplies. And in one of those videos I was telling you of a box that I was going to design, and I have got that box designed now. And what it'll do is it'll hold 3 of the paper packs, the 6x6 paper packs, 3 of the stamp sets along with their dies, ribbon, and also it would hold embellishments. So any of those sets that you have a lot of the products together, this might be a real good solution for you to keep them all together, so you can keep so you'll know what you have in that set. So anyway, on this we will be using Chipboard, and I have a link below, an Amazon link, that you can order the exact chipboard that I used in this project. The project, I think on Amazon they consider it heavyweight chipboard, but I know heavyweight has different sizes. This one seems to be pretty close to 2 millimeters thick. So if you have some chipboard that's 2 millimeters thick, you're welcome to use it. But if not, you might want to go ahead and order that through Amazon, and I would appreciate your order because that does help my channel. Okay, and as far as cardstock, this will be optional, which you will use to construct your box. And I'm going to try to do it with as little as construction strips as I can, so it'll make it easy and you won't have all that cutting to do. So I'm going to be making it for the first time, showing you how to make it. So I'll knock out the parts that don't quite work out, and so it won't get too confusing for you. So hopefully this will work out good. See you soon. Okay, let's go over this chipboard first. What I used is 4 pieces of the 8.5 by 11 pieces of chipboard, and it used 4 pieces. Okay, so one piece is, which is the lid, is 9 by 6.5. Then the lid has 2 sides that are 1 by 9, and that's going to go from here to here, from here to here. So these are just as long as this is. Now these are 1 by 6 3/8, which means it's a little bit shorter than the this piece is. So it'll sit just inside of this. So let me see if I can see. So it'll sit just inside of this, if you can understand what I'm saying, just inside of that. So that's why that's a little bit shorter. Okay. And for the bottom piece is 6 3/8 by 8 7/8. Okay, and the 2 longer sides, we need 2 of these that are 3 3/4, again by 8 7/8. And these 2 sides need to be a little bit shorter than that, so they're 3 3/4 by 6 1/4. So that again will sit right inside of those once those are folded up. So those are all the pieces that we need to construct our box. Okay, I already messed up, but let me catch you up with what I did. I took a full piece of cardstock, and I put a mark here and here from an inch away from the edge, and here from an inch away from the edge. And I just did a mark just so I could center this piece away for an inch from each piece. And I glued it all down, turned it over, and pressed it on real good with my bone folder. Now this piece, I'm going to take it and glue it here, but I'm going to leave a gap just the same thickness of the cardstock on all the, so I'm trying to line this up as straight as possible, and this have a gap just the thickness of this cardstock here, and of course here. Okay. Again. Okay. I'll take this other piece and do exactly the same thing. As straight as possible. Now this one, I'm going to put here, and I'm going to leave a little gap on each side of that and a gap here, so this will have a gap thick as the cardstock on this side, these sides, and one in the middle. After a while, you probably don't need the cardstock anymore. You can see with your eye how far to go. Okay, that's that. I'm going to go ahead and flip that over and press this all down. And as you notice, this ain't quite long enough, but that's okay. We've got an idea how to fix that in a little bit. What I'm going to do is go ahead and cut this right here, this right here, this thing right here, right against it. Okay. Go ahead and bend that up, bend that up. And you can go ahead and bend your cardstock and try to start forming your box too while you're at it. Or your lid. Now, before I go any further, I'm going to make another piece of cardstock and sandwich that right on top of this one. And I'm going to leave about that same gap all the way around like I got in the front. Doesn't have to be perfect, but something similar, okay? So go ahead and glue all that down. So I'm going to move everywhere here. This in the center. Now, I think what I'm going to do this time, instead of cutting it the way this one's cut, I'm going to cut it the opposite side. I'll flip this up and then cut the other side. I need to run the bone folder inside of here. Go ahead and fold these back right at that inside of this so it's level. Okay, so now what I'll do is get some clothespins. Go ahead and do a little bit of angle cut on these. Like I said, I'm learning as we're doing. So probably a little bit of an angle cut. A little bit of an angle cut. Okay, that's will fit in better. Go ahead and put this here. Straight up and down. This goes on the inside of the long, the short goes on the inside of the piece of the long piece. And this goes on, wraps around snugly around the other way. So we got the short piece on the inside and the long piece on the outside. So now I'm going to take a clothespin and stick those together. Okay, so let's go ahead and do an angle on all of these edges. Here I'm continuing the same like I did on the other one with the clothespins. You will be using the same technique like I'm doing the lid for the box itself. Only thing that would be different is the sides are going to be longer, so you're going to have a little different look. I will show you when we get to the box how that looks different, but the same technique for putting that together is just like I'm doing on this one. Okay, I see another thing that I should have done that was go real good on the inside of this, because this is trying to give me flip up on me, so that's another thing that needs to happen that I didn't do. Make sure you get all the way to the edge, and probably should give it a little time to dry before you try to construct it together like I'm doing now. Make sure and squeeze it good, because just now I just noticed that the gap tried to open up there. We don't want that. We want it to be good and tight. Maybe not so much on the lid, but definitely on the bottom piece, because we want that bottom piece to fit inside this lid nicely. So okay, so it looks like we got it together without any construction pieces. So now all I'm going to do is to make a construction piece to go all the way around here. And how I'm going to do that is cut some strips of 1 by 1 inches, the length of a piece of a cardstock. So far this is our third piece of cardstock we've used for this, for just the lid. 1, 2, 3. And score it down the middle. So take these, place it down the middle. Okay. And do our clothespins. It should be dry enough. I think what I'll do is probably back this away from the corner a little bit and give it a snip about where the inside of that is. On one side, just on one side. Then I'm going to go ahead and glue the whole thing that I snipped on the inside. Put it right on the corner. Fold it around. Again, probably need to wedge this just a bit on both sides, just so it'll go inside there easy. So here it is on the corner. And I really should go wash my hands. Take that score tool, knock this all down real good, even on the edges here. Okay, do that again. Overlap this one just a bit. for that. Got that here. Make a little gaps under there. I'm going to go ahead and trim that one off a bit because I don't want it going right in the corner. Okay, put a little mark right where I need to cut it. This is supposed to go on the inside. See, if I was better and keep my fingers clean, I wouldn't have to do this. This eraser from Stampin' Up does do a good job at removing that glue. Got our box lid all done. So now we got to do is do our box. Now to do the box, it's going to be similar but yet different because the sides are taller. So we'll have to do it a little differently because the size of our cardstock here. The long pieces, because they're going to go from edge to edge. We won't have near as much to glue down because the paper's not big enough. But we'll go ahead and glue what we can and leave that gap the same size of the chipboard all the way down. Okay, this one's going to come in a little bit on the sides. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and cut one side or the other. Do like I did before, so we can get the bottom covered. Fold these back. And again, I'm going to do the same thing. That worked out pretty good that time, so we'll do it again. We'll cut the opposite sides. Okay. So, since the clothespin ain't going to be long enough, let's go ahead and use some score tape with this. We'll use score tape and the other. I like score tape because it's instant, but I don't think it holds as well as the glue, so we'll use glue too. The right side, yeah. The short side is on the inside again. See, that's the best way to do this. I thought I wedged this, but I guess I didn't. I didn't do it enough. Okay, I guess this is the easiest way to do it. Let me see. So you just hold that there. Hold that snug there. Okay. So that's good. Now this ain't gonna hold together until we get the sides done. Okay. How this was left here and it's a little bit too long. That's my problem right there. So I need to cut all that to that fold where that folds into each other. Now, how will we do that? Let's go ahead and make a strip that goes across here, there, it goes across here like this on each side, so the longer side. So that is, we're going to go ahead and make it so it'll go over the edge of this as well, so we won't have to do that part again. So this needs to be, this is 3 3/4, right? And so this piece needs to be about 4 3/4. 4 3/4. Or could it be, could 4 1/4 be enough? Because then it would be half of this paper. Yes, I believe it would. Let's go ahead and cut this paper at 4 1/4, and that'll be 2 sides. And we won't waste any that way. So I'm cutting this 4 1/4. Okay, those are 2 pieces. Let's go ahead and glue those down. So what our aim is to keep that small piece on the inside, the other piece on the outside. So let's go ahead and go all the way down to the bottom of our box. I think we'll be fine. Just glue all these edges up. Now I'm going to center this here. Center that there. Bone folder in here. That is, if I could find it. Here it is. This is looking really good. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and push this all the way where it should be, and take my score tool and go ahead and score that right there. Because this is the inside, this is the outside, so this is the long piece right here. This is the long piece, and I'm going to go ahead and score it right here. So take it again on the long piece, score it right against that edge of that long piece. So that should give me right where that would be. Now, since I scored that, I can see where I need to nip that. So I'm going to go ahead and take my scissors and cut a little wedge to that point, to that point. Okay, to this point, and to this point. Okay. Now I'll go ahead and glue this. Take that all the way across there. And I know exactly where it's supposed to be because of the thing that's been scored. I'm going to go ahead and flip this down. Okay. Glue this. Did I glue all that? Yeah. I don't remember if I glued that other part. Again, all the way down, straight across. Flip got these going here. Okay, so I did that just like I did the top, the lid. Just score it, push it all down with the bone folder, and then just go across the top to square off those edges. Now this other side, I'm going to do it exactly the same way. I'll just need some pieces that are 4 1/4, 4 1/4 tall, about 6 3/8. Yeah, and just put that right there on each side. Go. Same thing. Cut them at 3 1/2 because that way it won't come all the way to the top. So let's make these 3 1/2. Let's go ahead and start this one on one of the ends. Well, no, we'd be better off to start it off in the middle too, so we'll reinforce that inside just as good as it did on the outside. So let's go ahead and maybe score one end about a 1/2 inch away. Put this down. Go ahead and put glue all along the bottom of this one. About a 1/8 of an inch from each side. That in, score that up, glue underneath there, real good in this corner there so it'll get good and sturdy. Okay, got one more piece here. I'll overlap this one a little bit and score it about right there. We got us a nice box. Let me see if the lid fits. Now, yep, just fits. Okay, now if you wanted to, you could go and cut you some designer series paper and put it on the top or the sides, wherever you want to put it. You can do it on all of them, just whatever it is. Like this piece, the top piece is 9 inches. You want to cut it about 1/4 inch shorter, so it'll be 8 3/4 by, instead of 6 1/2, 6 1/4. That would center right there real nicely in the middle. The same with the sides. Cut about 1/4 inch. So this, instead of 1 inch, would be 3/4 inch strips. And if you was going to do it here, I wouldn't take the lid off and do it because it's such a snug fit. I would just do it from this point on. So that's like 2 1/4 or 2 3/4. So I'd cut it 2 1/2. Instead of 9 inches, I would cut 8 3/4. So I'd cut those accordingly, and that way it would be real nice. Now, as y'all know, I like to give things away. And so what I'll be giving away with a $50 order and, from Stampin' Up, you just have to tell me when you order it. Just text me. My email address, my phone numbers, everything's on the website. I will give away one of these with a set of the little, and in fact I'll do three of these with 6 of the little brads to go along with it for a $50 order. So if you want that, that would be great. Or on this one, I had the little feet. You could do 2 sets of the feet with 2 of these and 2 sets of the brads. So just tell me what you would like. 3 sets of with the feet or without the feet, or 2 sets with the feet. So just let me know, and I will be sure and not email, but I'll send that to you by mail after you place at least a $50 order. Right now through celebration time, as you know, you order $50 worth of product, you'll get a free stamp set. Okay, and now I will be leaving links below for all these other things that I have made, like this that holds the stamp sets along with their dies together. Oh, that's one of them wide dies. I guess it ain't gonna hold the wide dies, just the normal ones. Okay, I'll hold those. Like I said, it should hold 3. There's the paper pad to go with it, and I'll also leave the link to that. So 1, 2, and then this is a third. We'll pretend this is a third one. This one has the embossing folder instead of the die. Let's see, as you can see, you can hose ribbon. Hose ribbon. And let's see if it'll hold another ribbon. Yes, it looks like it would. Hold another ribbon, or your little accessories you put in there. And I don't know if they do the little, no, that this one didn't come with a little round thing, but I think these are still available in these little round things, these little cases, so it'll hold several of those. So anyway, I hope you give this box a try, and go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you enjoy the video. Thank you. Bye-bye.